The Hornets beat the Spurs 6 straight wins, their longest winning streak since 2016.
The Charlotte Hornets. What are they? The dragon killer in plain sight. They're now playing. The 9th seat is where they are. I believe this is the first time they have reached 500 since Grandma and Muggsy Boggs. They haven't played like this in a very long time. However, they are the team that has been in the top 3 over the last 20 games because to their offense and defense, they are the kind of squad that you don't want to play against in the opening round if you're a contender, a high seed, a 1, a 2, or a 3. The Charlotte Hornets have been among the top 3 teams in the NBA since January 1st.
They're in the play-in right now. They're in the 9th seed. They are finally at 500 for the first time, I think, since Grandmama and Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah.
We have not seen them play like this in a long time.
First in offensive rating, 3rd in net rating. In the past 35 years, just 3 teams have accomplished that. Charlotte, the 2018 Championship Warriors, and the 2004 Championship Pistons. Here's the problem though, this identical club was 4-4 and in last place in the East on November 25th. They weren't being asked if they would qualify for the playoffs. They wanted to know how high their lottery pick would be. What has changed then? How did a squad that everyone dismissed become into the NBA's biggest threat?
The Hornets are consistently like this.
Great game.
This man LaMelo Ball is true entertainment.
He plays the competition. That's what
But you have to realize how terrible things were in order to see why this is important. It has been 10 years since Charlotte made the playoffs. 10. In the Eastern Conference, that is the longest ongoing drought, and they have been in the worst situation a franchise can be in for the majority of that decade.
Charlotte, and I think they're starting to believe in themselves and being like, hey, we just beat some very good teams, and we're hard to stop.
Yeah, we're doing a play-in tournament. They're not going to be in the play-in. They're going to continue to win games.
Not awful enough to attract talent from future generations, not good enough to make a difference, simply being there. The breaking point was last season, 19-63, the league's 2nd worst record. This is what made it even more annoying though. There was talent. It was visible to all.
And 3's made. Here's Miller for a 3, and it's good. One on the shot clock. Got it! LaMelo Ball saves the day.
When he's on the court, LaMelo Ball is among the NBA's most dynamic players. His infrequent appearances on the court are the issue. LaMelo had only participated in 105 of a possible 246 games over the course of 3 years prior to this season.
All the way to 100. LaMelo! LaMelo! Got it! And he's fouled!
Setbacks, injuries, and more injuries. Both the pattern and the flashes of brilliance were indisputable. Brandon Miller, the 2nd overall selection in 2023, is another. The Paul George analogy began on draft night, although he only participated in 27 games the previous season due to a wrist injury. 27. You're not creating anything if your 2 franchise pillars are unable to maintain their health simultaneously. You simply have to wait. Therefore, nobody was shocked when this season began, and Charlotte struggled to a 4-4 record into late November. They had the 26th ranked defense in the league and were 11-22 by New Year's Eve. It seemed inevitable that another lottery season would arrive. The national media had already moved on, but this time there was a difference, something that the majority of people were ignoring. The 4th overall choice from Duke, Con Canapel, wasn't acting like a novice. He was competing, shooting, spacing, and creating right away. Additionally, Brandon Miller was genuinely staying on the court game after game for the first time in years. No obstacles, no time limits, just having fun. At last, the pieces were in the same location at the same moment. Knipple, Miller, and LaMelo are all in good health. Charlotte remained 11 games below 050. However, if you were paying careful attention, you could sense a change. Then January arrived. No one, and I mean no one, anticipated what would happen next. Allow me to demonstrate what a full metamorphosis looks like. Charlotte's offensive rating from the beginning of the season until December 31st was 115.1. Well done for 12th place in the league. Sturdy, not unique. 118.1 is their defensive rating. That is the 26th. Their net rating was negative, minus 3.0, placing them in the bottom 5 and 21st place overall. A team that is below average in every way. Take a look at the figures since January 1st. 119.8 is the offensive rating, not in the top 5, but first in the NBA. 110.9 is the first defense rating. That is the 10th, a 17-spot increase. Third in the league, only surpassed by Oklahoma City and Cleveland, with a net rating plus 8.8. That is hardly an improvement. That's a transformation. In ways Charlotte hasn't seen in decades, the win began to stack. A winning run of 9 games in January and February, their longest since 1997 to 1998. An 8-game run, the first since December 1999, ended a 25-year drought. A franchise record 10 straight road victories, including a walk-in victory over the Boston Celtics 118-89, and 6 straight victories by 15 points or more, tied the 2017-18 Warriors for the longest such streak in 7 years.